Hello, my good people. I'm just sliding through to have some real talk with y'all on this Throwback Thursday, 83 degrees weather afternoon. Morning. Is it after? Yeah, morning. So, I'm tickled to my soul because I follow my homegirl Lexi on YouTube and on Instagram. And so she had posted up this hilarious video about a guy who was getting buried or whatever. And I guess they were at a chapel or I don't know what it was. It looked like a funeral home to me, but I don't know where it was. But anyway, the people had on the rap music and it was a couple. I don't know if they were a couple, if they was family, whatever. But anyway, they was all breaking it down. They was doing their dance and they had the music that whatever the person liked. Maybe the person, we don't know if the person liked it or not. They could have just put that on. We really don't know. And we as a people, and we especially as religified people, we find anything to just blow everything up about. So the statement was made that if a person does not believe in God, which we don't know, they didn't state, it was just a video. We don't even know if the man believed in God or not. We don't even know. So just because he might have crip walked or he did whatever, don't mean he did not believe. That's why I can't, we can't even take nothing funny and be funny about it. But I made a statement because I didn't like the part where somebody said, if a person doesn't believe in God, then we shouldn't basically have their funeral at a church or a chapel. They need to just have it somewhere else. I guess basically like a club or something, especially where he's reverenced. So all the other part I was okay with until they said, especially where he's reverenced. And the reason why I did not like that is because this is the problem with our religion. We have boxed the spirit in for so many decades that people are still bound and cannot be free. I don't like that part. And I don't care. Somebody clapped back, some guy at AJ somebody, and then some lady clapped back. Listen, I said, I don't like that because y'all basically saying because they played this music or because they were at a church or tabernacle or chapel, whatever it was, that the Lord cannot be reverenced. Well, that's my issue because he can be reverenced anywhere because he lives in us. And if we reverence in him where we walk and we talk and we move, he's being reverenced. What are you even talking about? But I'm a dimensional thinker. I don't think on levels. I think in dimensions. So a lot of people don't get me because the dimension of that thing is he could show up at a club if he want to. If we invite him and we are carriers of him, he with us anyway. So if somebody going through something right there at that club, you don't think he ain't gonna be reverent? This is like telling somebody they at a club and a shooting break out and somebody is shot laying down on the ground. So you mean to tell me I know that I carry him with me even though I'm at that club? I'm just gonna let him lay down there because we wasn't at a chapel or at a church and the Lord won't be reverenced because we was drinking and kicking it. Do you understand the foolishness, the thought process of that? To me, I can't get with it. I won't get with it. Don't care who mad or who don't like it. I stand on it. Number one, who does that? So those statements like that, yes, I'm a clap back because all that other stuff was fine. If a person don't believe, then you should have them their thing at a club. Don't bring them into the church. If they ask that, you know what I'm saying? We can't really tell people where to do what they want to do. But if they ask that and that was their request, by all means, do it how you want to do it. There was a man buried on a doggone a motorcycle at one time. They had his body up on a motorcycle. I mean, it's whatever you want to do. But don't sit up and try to clap back at me because I have a strong dimensional opinion. You do not tell somebody, well, you shouldn't have this there because of reverencing. Just say, because a person didn't believe. Then if they didn't believe, then that's every right that they should have it at a club, at the VFW, at a lodge, at the middle of the street, whatever you want to do, that's fine. But to say because, especially where he is reverenced everywhere. So to say that says that only the church is good enough for you to be buried at, or a chapel or whatever to be have your services at, if you're going to have a certain way, or that's the only weird place that he could be reverenced at. So I didn't like that because I know for a fact that there has been people that I know personally who have gotten deliverance at a club. Throwing up over a club toilet like I'm done. Going through stuff. They wanted to hit the club one last time, whatever it was, and they decided right there in that stall, vomit all over the place. I want to be saved. So we didn't reverence him. By them extending the kingdom, he was not being reverenced. Because we wasn't in the church. We was doing the same thing that they was doing at this man's or female. I don't even know who it was, what gender they was at this service. Dancing, kicking it, whoop, 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 ow. And then this person decides out of nowhere, I just want to be saved. In the middle of the club. So we going to wait till Sunday because we need to go somewhere where he can be reverenced? We going to wait, or we going to seize the moment right now because we know that he'll show up anywhere at any time because he accepts and respects his reverence as long as you reverencing him. He going to show up. So I had a problem with that. I will have a problem with that statement because it's religified. It's full of religiosity, and I don't like it because you can reverence him in the grocery store. You can reverence him in a hospital room. You can reverence him in the middle of a club. You can reverence him dead center in the middle of a crack house, getting ready to hit your last crack pipe. You can reverence him. All reverence is giving him honor and glory. That's what reverence is. So I guess we should talk about the definition or the one A, B's, and C's definitions of reverence. Because you can reverence him anywhere. You can give him his glory, his due and just praise anywhere. Reverence is acknowledging that he is who he is and you are honoring him. You have went into a place of humility in your spirit, in a place of worship in your being. That is what reverence is. Reverence is nothing more than the acknowledgement of who you are. Of who you are. And I reverence you. I respect you. So at that moment, if I'm giving my life to him in the bar, then obviously I'm respecting him because I want him in my life. Like, you don't give your life to somebody you don't respect. I mean, it's just some things that I know that I in this last hour, I know people are, and I thank God he connects me with dimensional thinkers like myself, because they all off into, oh no, you should, there is a protocol. We're not even talking about all of that protocol. I'm not even talking about them breaking it down. I could care less if they was doing flip flops, hippity hops, all up and down on the casket, if they was twerking. That is not my issue. My issue was the statement of especially where they reverence him. Because he can be reverenced anywhere. And that's what people need to know. Because now you have a mindset of people who might not believe, who are skeptical about believing of, oh, shoot, well, I can't do it because if I ain't in the chapel or the church, I can't reverence him. That's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. So that is my issue. So yeah, I had to slide through and get some real talk because people be tripping and you thinking one side and you looking at the activity instead of looking into the dimensions of the thing. You looking at because they was breaking it down. Whoa, yeah, we be doing it. We done done that in church. So if that's the case, well, we not reverencing him. How do I know what is in your mind? How do I know in your mind you weren't listening to Tupac while they was praising and worshiping, but you was breaking it down? You might have had an old Tupac, because that's my boy, yeah. How do I know what you thinking? What song is running through your mind? How do I really know you reverencing him? We don't. So to say little stuff like that, little digs and shots, I don't like them because you box him in and then you box people in and you make them think that they are not worthy enough because they are not in a specific location to worship or to reverence him. So yeah, I have a problem with it and I clap back and I ain't mad about it, but I'm going to stand about it. So yeah, and I love Lexi. Lexi got a good thing and I know she probably be thinking like, well, who is this and why is it? Yeah, it was me. Because I don't like all of them type of statements. And I just made a statement upon that piece of the statement. I didn't care less about whatever. She want to go on a protocol. I did ministry 20-some years. I know protocol. I know all of that. I also know that it's time some of this protocol need to go on ahead because people can't be free. Some of this protocol is made up. And I'm raised and born and bred in Church of God in Christ. Some of that protocol is made up. See, we ain't talking to nobody who just flew up off of a witch's broom and down into the comment box. No, I know what I'm talking about. So we need to stop saying little stuff like that. And I'm looking at it in a dimension where you just looking at it on a level. I'm looking into the dimension of that thing because we say stuff like this all the time and it comes so, cliche and we do little stuff and it's not even, he not even reverenced by it. We just be doing it. We don't even... Look, y'all, we got a lot of growing to do. And it's about the kingdom. And it's not about they was crip walking or not. Now, if the title said in the beginning of the video when she posted it, this man did not believe in God, but they had his service at a church, and look how they acting. That's a whole totally different thing. Then you might could say, well, if he didn't believe, then he should have went to such and such and such, because that's your opinion. You could say, well, they weren't following the protocol of this house, so I don't think they should have been in there. Then that's different. Well, they know that in the house of the Lord, they should not be breaking it down like this, because that specific house, they're real staunch and they don't like. Then that's different. You can make those type of statements. I still have an issue with where he spread reverence, though. Either way, you could kind of make a kind of statement like that because they feel that he can't be reverenced or whatever. But he could show up in the middle of people not even wanting to believe. He has showed up. And people who said they didn't believe, he has showed up. So for us to just box him in and say this and that shouldn't be this and that because of something the way it looked, you don't know what he up to. Stay out his business and let him be reverenced wherever he seem fit or do fit to be reverenced at. And you can't say that that's in a chapel, especially in the church, or especially in a chapel, especially in a synagogue, especially at a revival. I mean, he can be reverenced anywhere. Most of us reverencing him right in our vehicles. That's our worship station. So what? He not reverenced because I didn't show up at a chapel? Or I might have just got done listening to Tupac. And then I turn on my gospel. So does that mean that he's not reverenced? Because I especially reverence him in my car. Especially. So is he not especially going to show up because I just turned off Tupac? Y'all, we got to grow up more. We got to grow up. And that's all I'm saying. That's why I just don't deal. I don't deal, and I stay to me now in these days, in this hour, because people will go somewhere and they come at you instead of taking the time to think and saying, well, Lord, I don't quite understand that way but or why that person feels that way, but okay. But nevertheless, I don't care because I love me and I love y'all. I'm always praying for you, boo. Greatness is still ahead for all of us. Let's just walk in who we are, walk in our many blessings, and be sure and secure of who we are with him. And let's reverence him and take him wherever we go, because we have lives and souls all around us, from newborns to 100 years old. And all we got to do is be life, love, and light, and tell them who and what the reverency of who he is all about. All right, y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all Throwback Thursday. I love y'all. Y'all already know who it is. Respectfully, Monty.